video. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can identify what players to basically trade with. This is how I've been doing it and how I've been making coins of it as well. So, typically I would go into the gold market, but you can obviously do silver, bronze. You can do whatever you want. I'll look at a common or look at a rare, and I'll just simply search, right? And I'll go under 600 and see which players are kind of not being bidded on before they kind of end their listing, and seeing if there's an opportunity here. So someone like Trossard is someone that I want to have a look at to see what his price is. So I would just add him to my watch list for now and see what he goes for. Same with someone like Golovin as well. I feel like at a left mid that's rare. He's quite low at 600 now. Maybe also Hazard. So yeah, I don't basically identify players like that and then have a look into them. Again, an 82 rated David Soria is maybe another one as well. Rui there as well. And then maybe Gunter as well. So we've kind of identified kind of like 5 players literally in a couple of seconds there of who they might be. So you can see that they're not really being picked up. There's a few bids going on them at 600, which means I can definitely do that for them as well. So let's have a look at some of these players that you can be looking at. So obviously the first one is Trossard. So we have to work out what his lowest buy now is and see if he's worth actually bidding on. So for him, he probably not. I mean, you could get him at 600 and then relist him at 650 and get instant, buy now on him. So it may be worth kind of looking at him under 600, bidding on a few there if you want to get some quick 20 coins profit on each card. Pick him up at 600 and relisting him. That's quite a low one. It's probably really easy to pick him up at 600 and relist him at 650 because there's not many of them. So it might be worth just bidding on a fair few there with him. Looking at the next one that you can see is is it Ruli or is it Rula? Ruli, okay. So looking at Ruli, he is currently, I've always put in 800 because I like to see. So they probably would sell at 800, but I'd imagine you can get 750. So he's a better option to go for because there's more profit on him. So if you picked him up at 600 coins, you could obviously then relist him for 750 and he would sell within the first sort of 10 minutes or so. So I think he's a really good option there. So this is how basically I identify the players and place the bids on them and then relist them up to make a couple of hundred coins extra. And this is a really good thing to do if you're just on the on the phone app, on the web app, and you just want to make a few extra coins and bid on a load of players. There's loads of rares on the market at the moment. People are opening packs and just relisting them. They don't really know the prices and they're easy to kind of bid on and pick up. So we've just bid on a load of Rudies there. Another one was, I think it's Soria. So let's see what he's going for. I imagine he may be going for a little bit more maybe than Rui, or maybe exactly the same because of the same sort of rating. So again, yep, 750. Obviously people want the Spanish goalkeepers, and obviously him being one of the high rated cheaper ones, people will go for him and he's good for kind of SBCs and stuff. So it looks like someone's already on that method on him. So he's maybe one that you might want to wait on or keep an eye on when bids aren't placed on him. But there's still opportunities here to place a few bids on a few of these cards and then relist them at 750. Another one which we looked at and added into the watch list was Gunter and Hazard. So let's have a look at both of them as well and see if there's an opportunity on them. So Forgan Hazard, let's see what he's going for. Probably around 800. Okay, maybe he's a little less than. That's a really, really cheap pickup there on him. So 650. You can do the same thing as you did on Trossard, where you go to 600 and then just bid on these at 600 and then relist at 650. Really easy one on him. Gunter is, let's see how much he's going for. 800. No, probably 700. Yeah, so you could probably get 700. They go within the first 10 minutes on him. So picking up a few of him at 600 wouldn't be a bad pick up there because you can make about sort of 70 coins per card. And it's easy coins. What you need to realize is it might only sound like 70 coins, right? But if you're picking up, 50 of these, there's loads of opportunities. There's loads of cards being listed in Gunter, which is good to see, which means people aren't actually looking at him right now. And this is what you need to do. You try and find people that aren't bidding on certain players, make them their own, and then if people start bidding, go and find another player by using that same method that I told you. But obviously, if you want some kind of bigger profit margins on players, you need to be looking at maybe a bit more higher meta kind of players. You can see here we're winning a load of players there at 600. Still quite a few bids on a lot of these players here as well. You will get outbidded on some of them, but it's really easy to do. And there's also, opportunities for gold commons as well. So I've been doing this guy here. His name is Centones. He's in the second league of France, which means he counts as a different league and not just the French league. So if you do need to put in a French team, he counts as a new league, which is good for the advanced SBCs. So if you just put in his his thing here, so he's currently going for 600. 600, and he'll go before the end of the listing normally. But if you want to make quick coins on him, you can list him at 550, 500, and you can probably pick him up for around 300, 400 coins. That's what I've been doing him for. Yeah, so you can see here, you can pick him up at 300 coins, 350. If you want to go back a few pages, someone's already done quite a lot of bids on this guy. I think I spoke about him in the previous video, so that's probably why people have seen that video and are now using him as an example. But yeah, there's plenty of examples on the game you can be bidding on and picking these cards up and then relisting them. And someone like him on the gold commons there, you can sell him, pick him up at 300 coins. You can sell him on for 600. I've been able to do that quite frequently. He just takes a bit longer, which is fine. If you're not in a rush, you can make a few extra coins on players that kind of go for the listing, and people can't be asked to search. They'll search 500, 600 coins, and then they'll just pick up the first one they see, and that's why they go so quickly. Take a bit longer, on them. But if you want insta sales, then obviously you can do that. But you can see here he's actually going for 650 on some of the listings. I've done more on like lazy buyers, so it is possible to get more coins. So that's like 300 coins profit. So there is more margin for error on some players, and then you make less profit on others as well. So yeah, you just need to keep relisting, and sometimes I drop it by 50 coins just to make sure I get the sale before he maybe drops. So don't get too greedy with it, but I feel like sometimes it's worth to stick up a few for extra 50 coins. It might take longer to sell, but you will eventually get the sale on him, so I'll just relist the rest there and do that. So yeah, not too bad there. And then obviously, if you want to look at some kind of more higher meta kind of players, maybe not too meta because people are look at them at the moment, but someone like Sanchez here. Now I'm not too sure what he's going for. I think it's probably about just above the 1k mark, so about 1.1. You may be able to pick up a couple of these at around 800 coins and make a better profit margin. So as you see here, around 800 coins, you could probably bid on him. You may get outbidded. Maybe you need to go up to 850, but just work it out as you go along. See which ones your prices you're winning them for, and then you can adjust to that and make some more coins. And you just need to work out what the profit margins may be on them cards. So again, to do that, you can do gold rare. Maybe go and put something in like 800 coins bid price, and then bid price here around 1,300. And seeing players that kind of match in that middle that have bids on. So this Mbemba here, maybe a good one. Let's have a look at him. I don't even know his name. Is it Mbemba? Yeah, there you go. Mbemba. 1.2 probably. Okay, he's a little bit less than that, so he might not be the best example. I mean, he goes for 900 there, Insta. 950 within 5 minutes, so you can set it at 950. You may be able to pick you up at around 750 coins. If you can't, then it doesn't matter too much. So you could place bids, probably won't win them because there's quite a lot of time left on them, and it looks like a player that's kind of been looked at quite frequently. But if you just go back at some of the bids we've made throughout this video, you can see a load of players here that we've won. The Trossards, the Ginters, the Ruiz, the common gold ones there for 350. We have outbidded on quite a few there as well, but it's going to happen. I mean, there's not too many we've been outbidded on, so it just shows that this method does work. And most of these players, some of these players, you're going to be making 150 to 200 coins per card, which, as an example, if you're doing that and you've got say 50 of them, each time you do that, you're making 10,000 coins. But if you're doing it for maybe someone like Trossard, which you're only making, hold on, let me just work this out. So you would sell them for 650. You'd only make 17 coins per card, so it's not as good flips. So you kind of want to be looking at maybe players that you can actually at least flip for a bit more than that. But even so, at 17 coins, they're really easy to pick up. You're making 850 coins per sort of 50 bid on, which doesn't sound like much, but think about it. If you're doing a load of bids, it's just an easy one to kind of be chipping away at the background, and you're winning them basically almost every time, the Trossards. But if you're doing it for someone like, you can sell on at 700, which I think the Ginter was, you can see here that it's obviously a better profit margin. So it's 65 coins. If you have 50 of him, you're making more better kind of coin ranges, so around 3,000. So you just need to try and find the right players that are easy to win on bid, but also sell for a decent amount as well. And that will just give you that early kind of coin boost that you might need if you're really struggling to make coins at the moment. It's a long process, and obviously there's better methods out there that you can kind of be doing. If you have a low coin amounts and you just want to kind of get that initial boost or something just to chip away in the background, where you don't really have to concentrate, you just bid on a load of players and then go into games or whatever, or do whatever you're doing. If you're just chilling, or need to go to the toilet or whatever, you could just jump on your phone app, bid on a load of these, sell them on, you make a few extra coins for later on, and it's fairly decent. But hopefully that helps you identify them. Obviously, you can do this for a load of different price margins and have a look at some more expensive players. You might have better profit margins on some bigger cards. So I don't know. You might want to look at Martin Odegaard and see what he goes for, which I have no clue what he is going for. He's not a player that I've actually traded with before, but I mean that looks a good price. I'm going to bid on that. Okay, I can't at the moment. What was it? Like 8k? Is it? Or is that snipe? No. About 8.3. So if you can pick him up around 7 to 7.5k, you're making good coins on him. But the issue with these kind of higher rated players, which go for a bit more, there's kind of a lack of them at the moment, which is why it's harder to make coins with them. But if you can do the lower ones and get more of them, then you can do a better job. But also, like, a recommendation is, if you see some of these high cards that have a start price and no bids on them, and only have a few minutes left, it's worth just sticking them to your watch list, because when they count down, you can keep an eye on them and maybe able to pick up a decent little deal there. So just something to keep an eye on, guys. Hopefully that has helped you to make some coins. This is how I've built up my balance up to, well, it's definitely about probably 170,000 coins, which I just sell on all of this stuff now, maybe even more, to be honest with you. But yeah, like, that's what I've been doing, and it's been really easy. It's not been stressful. You don't have to overthink it. It's very hard to lose coins as well. It's almost like a guaranteed profit maker. But yeah, hope that's helped you. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you next time for another video. Peace.